Welcome back, my students. I'm Ellie at English Fun Zone. Today, we're going to be talking about words that are contradictory. So let's get started. You're probably wondering why it's so dark in here. Well, that's because they've been doing some renovations, and during the day, it's just too loud to record. And the electricity bill has gone up double. I don't know if you're having any problems with electricity and the cost of it, but we're trying to do everything to reduce our electrical bill. And that means we're using solar power. And this is one of the lamps that I'm using off my solar battery. So I apologize for the darkness, but it was just too loud during the day and it was impossible to record. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about what we're going to do today. One of my Facebook buddies, shout out to Jose Daniel, posted something very interesting on his Facebook page. It was a list of contronyms. These words have contradictory or opposite meanings, and the only way to know what they mean is by the context that they're used.
Before I give examples of these, I want to tell you a little bit about Janus. You see, in the ancient Roman religion and mythology, Janus was the god of doors, gates, and transitions, and is shown holding a key. Janus represented the middle ground between both concrete and abstract dualities, such as life and death, beginning and end, youth and adulthood, and so on. And I believe this is why these words are called Janus Words. So, if you want to find out more about Janus, I've posted a link in the description box below. And you'll find it funny that the information is actually posted on a site that sells locks for doors. I've chosen the link because of its simplicity of this information.
Now let's look at some examples of contronyms, or Janus words as I like to call them.
As I've said, these are words that contradict each other. And for the most part, native speakers of English can tell which meaning is intended without difficulty based on the context.
Remember, context is everything.
Dust can be used as a verb, meaning to take particles away. For example, dust the furniture. The opposite would be to add particles, like dust the waffles with powdered sugar. As you can see, one means take away and the other is add. This is part of the list that Jose Daniel posted. I'm going to show you how each of these can be used. We've already done number 5, so let's do number 4 next. Cleave. This is an Old English word that you don't hear very often. You might find it in one of the stories I post on Friday. Cleave. Cleave to something, meaning to stick closely to something. Usually it's figuratively. Here's an example. He continued to cleave to the beliefs of his childhood. The opposite would be cleaved in two, or to separate something into two parts. The family was cleaved in two because of the disagreement. So that's number 4. Number 3 is bound.
Fun fact, do not look for a bound person in your search engine. No, don't do that. I've seen things that I can't unsee. I just wanted a simple video or a photo giving the sentence context for the word bound. And no, don't do it. But this is what I did find.
Okay, so bound can mean to restrain. as in the climber bound herself up before scaling the wall. And the opposite would be, he is bound for Houghton Lake. Number 2 is bolt. Like, he had to bolt the number plate to the door. And the opposite would be, he tried to bolt from the scene, but the officer caught him. As you can see, one means to fasten into something, and the other is to run away from someone or something. So this brings us to number 1, and it might be a little confusing. It's a statement saying that you are sorry about something, an expression of regret for having done or said something wrong. For example, she wouldn't accept his apology. And the opposite would be something that is said or written to defend something that other people criticize. For example, the book is an apology for capitalism.
There are more of these in the list that Jose Daniel posted, and I've reposted it onto my Facebook page. I've also uploaded it to my website at englishfunzone.com. By the way, there are other definitions for these words, and I've posted a wonderful link in the description box below that will give you these meanings and example sentences.
Well, my students, that's it for this video. I hope you'll come back again next week because, that's right, I'll have another one for you. And if you have anything that you'd like to share or have a question about English, please post it in the comments section below or on Facebook. Thanks for watching, my students, and until next time, please keep practicing. Bye!